Good morning, everybody. Matt Modi here with Jedi Modi Sports Network, here to give you my favorite NBA player props for today. We're talking Tuesday. Happy Halloween, October 31st. For this NBA season, if you are not familiar, if you are new to my channel, what we're doing is we are heading to the splash zone, which just means I find my favorite 3-point props of the day. But instead of taking them at their main line, I juice up, I pump up those numbers a little bit to get pretty juicy odds. Now, overall on the season, it has been going well. Granted, the season is young, but unfortunately, yesterday was not one of our days. I gave out 3 picks on my YouTube channel yesterday. Unfortunately, I did not get any of those 3 to cash. So we end the day 0 for 3, down 3 units as I put 1 unit on each play individually. Overall, we're still in the green, which is nice. We have won 6 plays, we have lost 6, so we are 6-9, which is very nice, for a profit of 3.13. Now, we're in a little bit of a cold streak. Let's hope we can turn this thing around. If you are not already, would appreciate it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Pretty small, pretty new, would help me out a ton if you could subscribe, and then also like and comment as well. And that's all I got. We can get into today's picks. Let's get wet. So the first play that we are locking in here in the Magic versus Clippers game is Paolo Banchero, 2+ made 3-pointers. This is at plus 320 odds at FanDuel. Now, of the 3, this one is going to be the hardest sell. It's going to feel the grossest. So if you don't like this one, the other 2 should sound a little bit better. And I'm going to admit that this one feels a little bit gross. But let me peel back the curtain and give you a little bit just of my strategy. So my overall strategy with these splash zone plays, and generally with my player props in general, is I try, well, specifically with these splash zone plays, I should say, I try to look into players who have at least been shooting a decent amount. And when I say decent amount, it's all relative compared to what the over-under is. So if they only need to make 2, I basically look for 4+ 3-point attempts, hoping that they can shoot 50% for the day. And I go from there. What I don't do, I really don't care how well they have been shooting, because that kind of stuff, obviously there are good shooters who shoot 50% from the corner, stuff like that. But generally, those things even out over time. So if someone is shooting really well, they're shooting at a very high percentage, that honestly makes me want to take them less, because eventually the other side is going to fall out and they're going to start getting a little bit cold. So if a player is cold from deep, I honestly like them better, because at least they're getting shots up. And generally, when it comes to player props and it comes to sports in general, right, it goes like that: up, down, up, down. So if they're cold, if a player's cold, generally the good days are going to come. So with that in mind, now you know my overall strategy. Looking at Paolo Banchero. So last year, he did end the year shooting a decent amount. His last 6 games last year, he attempted 4, 1, 7, 3, 4, 4. So that's 6 games. And in 4 of those 6 games, he made at least 2 3-pointers 4 times. So he made 2 or more 3-pointers 4 times. It screwed up those numbers a little bit, but that's pretty good. Now, to start off the year, this year, he hasn't been shooting as much. And the concerning part is he didn't shoot great overall from a percentage from deep last year. He shot 29.8% from 3, which is admittedly not great, but he started to shoot a little bit better as the season went along, which is always good to see for a rookie. But that's not something that has translated yet so far this year. In the Magic's first 2 games of the year, he only attempted 1 3-pointer, which was a miss. But, and the reason why I like this play, it's a big, big but, cannot lie, he did attempt 5 3-pointers in the Magic's last game against the Lakers. So that is the sign I was looking for. Banchero was on my list of players I looked at yesterday, but I ended up not going with him because I was too scared off from the attempts. Now he at least got up 5. Now, if you look at his entire season this year, this 3 games, tiny sample size, he admittedly has not been shooting great. He has not been shooting that well from the field, but he's too talented of a player to continue to have such a bad field goal percentage. I love the fact that he put up 5 attempts yesterday. He only made 1 of them, but eventually the shot is going to come. So let's hope that he continues to put up the same amount. If he shoots another 5 for tonight, I will be pleased with that outcome. Just got to hope that he makes 2, finds more success from his jumper from deep. For plus 320 odds, that's the real reason why I like it. The value is there. As our first play, so Banchero, 2+ made 3-pointers, plus 320 odds at FanDuel. Next up, our second play of the evening in the Spurs versus Suns game. We're taking Zach Collins, 2+ made 3-pointers. This is also at plus 250 odds, also at FanDuel. So as I mentioned, similar to my strategy that I talked about in the previous segment, I do love targeting Zach Collins in this one. He's almost the perfect type of player that I like to target for these splash zone plays, because he's a player that consistently gets up the number of attempts that we like to see. Now, keep in mind, this is all relative to needing to make 2 3-pointers. Now, similar to Banchero, he also has not yet found his rhythm, but that's okay, because every game this year, he has put up at least 4 3-pointers, and in their second game of the year, with the Spurs game, he put up 7 3-point attempts. Now, he's yet to make 2 in a game. That part obviously isn't great. He's not shooting well, but consistently getting up those types of attempts, eventually they're going to start to fall, and that's what I love to see. So dating back to last year in his last 10 games, in not a single game did he put up less than 3 3-point attempts per game, and then only twice did he put up fewer than 4 3-point attempts per game. So the shot attempts have been there from deep. This is obviously from deep the past 10 games, including to start this year. And I just mentioned in the second game of the year, he put up 7. I also like the fact that he's finally been able to stay remotely healthy, and he's playing pretty decent minutes for the Spurs. He's always had trouble staying healthy. That's always been the issue with him back to his Portland days, but so far, so good. He's averaging 30 minutes per game in his last 10 games overall, averaging 32 minutes per game so far this year. And that number really should be higher. In their last game against the Clippers, with these 3-game sample sizes, obviously the numbers are going to be a little bit wonky, but the Spurs last game against the Clippers, they got absolutely smoked, just got annihilated. He only played 25 minutes. That was the only game in which he played fewer than 32 minutes. And that's because they were getting annihilated. So if they can keep this one against the Suns, who are missing Brad Beal and Devin Booker, just remotely close, relatively close, he should play 32+ minutes. He should get up 4 or more 3-point attempts. And for the first time this year, if he could just have a minorly good shooting day, he will cash plus 250 for us. Again, it's all about the odds relative to the play. Plus 250, I think, is pretty good value for Zach Collins to make 2+ 3-pointers. And then last up, third and final pick of the evening, Knicks versus Cavs game. We're taking Quentin Grimes, 3+ made 3-pointers, plus 280 odds at FanDuel. Now, Grimes, player for the Knicks, he doesn't play a ton of minutes, but when he does play, he's there to spread the floor, and he's a chucker, which is why I like him. In the 3 games so far this year, he's put up 6, 5, and 6 3-point attempts. Dating back to last year, he put up 6+ in the last 3 games the Knicks had in the playoffs. Now, he started off the year shooting well. He made 3 in the Knicks' first game. He made 2 in the Knicks' second game. But last game, did not shoot well. He shot 1 of 6 from deep. Just couldn't find his jumper. And this is the exact scenario where I'm talking about, where I like to fade the most recent events. That 1 made 3-pointer doesn't look great. Those 6 attempts do. And he knows his role on the Knicks is just to shoot. So it's one of those situations where eventually he is going to find his jumper. Now, it's not always going to be literally the very next game. That's not what I'm telling you, that if you all have 100% success rate, if you just fade recent events. But over the course of time, it will, and we're banking on it being, in this case, the next game. He's on the Knicks to spread the floor, and he is a good shooter. Past 2 years on the Knicks, he has made 38% of his 3-point attempts. Last year, he played just under 30 minutes per game. This year, he's only playing 25 minutes per game, but it's early, and I do like the fact that even in the limited minutes, 5 fewer than he played last year, he's still getting up 6+ 3-point attempts. So if he can start to play just a little bit more, if he starts to find a rhythm, this play is going to look even better. And again, it's all about the odds for plus 280. The value's there. And that's it. That's all I got. 3 picks, 3 splash zone plays for you guys to lock in. If one of these 3 hit, we will at least be profitable. If we can get multiple to hit, we will be rich. So let's hope for that. Again, I put 1 unit on all of them individually. I put like $5, $7 on a parlay of all 3 in case we hit it big, really cash out. And that's all I got. So appreciate everybody for watching. Again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one.